proof the Buffalo Bills will pass on an offensive lineman in the first round of the 2023 NFL Draft. Hey guys, welcome to my channel, Bills News Consolidated. Today we're going to be taking a look at all these offensive linemen, and there are some things that we need to discuss in this video. And the first point I want to make here is why I am picking an offensive guard versus not selecting a tackle. And I think first things first, the Buffalo Bills are heavily committed to Spencer Brown, and they proved that last year, not only making him a third-round pick the year before that, but Spencer Brown got a lot of playing time. We're trying to progress Spencer Brown to be a solid, solidified starting right tackle on this football team. But what else do the Buffalo Bills need? What else are we looking for these offensive linemen, and more specifically, an offensive guard? If we can eliminate offensive tackle, we could just skip to offensive guard, and I think there are some valid points here. I have 5 points the Buffalo Bills really need to consider with this offensive lineman, and the first being is this offensive lineman needs to be quick enough to get off the ball. They need to be quick enough to pull. How often did we see it last year? Mitch Morris, even our center, being forced to pull and block guys. So I'm not looking for a guy that's slow off the ball, someone that's slow and sluggish to the perimeter to block guys. That just doesn't fit this offense or Aaron Cromer and Ken Dorsey. So we can eliminate guys even further based on that. And 2, the second thing I'm looking for in this offensive lineman is they have to have an edge to them. They have to have some sort of grit to them. And you can see it in Dion Dawkins. You can see it even in Mitch Morris. Just a little bit of edge, a little bit of nasty to them, right? These guys are successful not only because of their size and their strengths, but because of their personality, their will, their want to. Offensive line and defensive line too, the trenches, you got to have a certain personality and a certain grit. And that leads me into the third thing the Buffalo Bills should look for in this person is that, they have to have some sort of lightheartedness to them, a fun personality, like a Dion Dawkins, to get them through the trials and tribulations of the NFL, to get them through the trials of battling defensive linemen for 17 or into the playoffs, 18, 19, 20 weeks. I mean, that is some craziness. So I'm looking for not only their size, their strength, their personality of having an edge, but also lightheartedness and a fun personality. And fourth, most important here, the Buffalo Bills need to find one of these offensive guards that fit Buffalo. And that includes Aaron Cromer and Ken Dorsey. Aaron Cromer, offensive line coach, Ken Dorsey, our offensive coordinator. It includes that. And also, they need to fit Buffalo by not minding the cold weather. This outside stadium that's going to get built, we all know we are built for the weather here. So taking a look at these top guys, we can start eliminating some of them. Osiris Torres. A lot of Bills Mafia wants this guy to come here. 6'5", he's huge, 337 pounds. But when you look into this, clearly the best offensive guard in this year's draft. What's the likelihood that someone this highly rated falls to the Buffalo Bills 27th overall? I think that in itself is very unlikely, and he doesn't necessarily fit the Buffalo Bills based on what I was just saying. He's 337 pounds. One of the things against him is that he's a little bit slow off the ball. So why would we take a guy that's slow off the ball, that has a difficult time moving and performing what this offense is being forced upon to do with these offensive guards and tackles, everyone, right? And further reiterate, fitting Buffalo, Osiris Torres is from California. He's not an East Coast kid. He's from California. He's actually more specifically from LA, Los Angeles. So, I mean, how often is he dealing with the cold weather? Not too often. And then he goes to Florida, right? Plays in the warm weather in Florida. You think he's going to want to come to Buffalo? You think he's going to want to battle the cold here in Buffalo? I mean, I don't know. We have to look at that. So a lot of Bills Mafia wanting this Torrance, but there is a lot of depth. There's so much depth in this offensive guard group, and we're going to go one by one. Next guy on the list, the second rated per this list, is Andrew Voorhees, right? Offensive guard, but again, another person from California. So he's from Cali. I mean, is he going to fit the Buffalo way here, knowing that we want that personality, that blue-collar DNA. I don't know. And I did listen to the interviews. I did listen and try to find their personality to see if they'd be a good fit on this offensive line. And both Osiris Torres and Andrew Voorhees, I don't see them fitting on this team. Number 3, the first guy that I'm actually eyeing up, Emil Ikora Jr., 370 pounds, paid at Alabama. Nick Saban, he's going to be ready for the NFL, and he's ready to go. I really like him. He grew up and was born in Indianapolis, so he's an East Coast kid. Indianapolis definitely gets cold. I like his personality, and you can see here, outstanding on reach blocks, showing good initial flexibility. He's quick off the football, something the Buffalo Bills are definitely looking at. The next person that is not on my list, he's the 4th best prospect here. It looks like Jackson Kirkland. He's 6'7", something I don't really like on the offensive guard position. Leverage game. You got to be lower to the football. We saw it against the Chiefs and the Eagles. 6'7", it's hard to get low. Guys can get underneath you and push you back. Plus, he's from Oregon. He's on the West Coast again. He's from Oregon. I did like his personality a little bit, but I just don't think he's an ideal fit for the Buffalo Bills. Now, really, my second best prospect for Bills Mafia is Nick Broeker. I really, really like Nick Broeker. I like his personality too. He's still highly rated as well, and you could see the ratings above my head. There's a lot of depth at the guard position. And, what are we losing? What are we going to do? Draft 27th overall when you have all this depth that is so equal in talent, and we're finding guys that actually want to be here and fit Buffalo and Aaron Kromer and Ken Dorsey? Nick Broeker is another guy that definitely fits. He's fast enough off the ball. He could do a lot. In Ole Miss, they're playing some good top-notch competition. Nick Broeker, Illinois, okay? Illinois. He's from basically a colder state, mid-state, but still colder. I think he's going to be fine with the cold weather here in Buffalo. Next guy on our list is Chandler Zavala from Virginia. He was born in Virginia. So this kid, I like him too. I like his personality. He's got good character to him. I think he really fits. And I'm going to tell you guys my number 1 depth piece. I think the Bills could easily draft in the 2nd or 3rd round. I think he'd be a perfect fit with Deion Dawkins. Next on our list here is McLennan Curtis. You could see 6'6", 331 pounds. I'm assuming both Zavala and Curtis are a little bit slower off the ball. That's why they're a little bit further down on this list. But again, both, coming from McLennan Curtis, Tennessee. Chandler Zavala was born in Virginia. So, you got some East Coast kids here. Of course, not Buffalo, but interesting decision here. Another interesting player is actually Brandon Daniels. Okay, he's from Texas. Now, grew up around the same town as Von Miller. And I think that would kind of be nice having someone like that. But 6'4", he's a little bit slower off the ball. I like his personality. Seems pretty decent, but not my ideal pick. And that leads me into my number 1 guy here. The number 1 sleeper offensive guard for the Buffalo Bills is Cedric Pallant. Okay, this guy, he thrives on physicality, and he's from New Rochelle, New York. Right? He almost sounds so similar to Deion Dawkins. I just see them getting along so well. And I can see Deion Dawkins and this kid just playing alongside each other for a very long time. New Rochelle, New York is right near New Jersey, New York City. It's right around there. And he's fast, right? And he's got such a good personality. He fits Buffalo. He checks all the boxes for Bills Mafia. 325 pounds. He's big. He's 6'4". Really, really like it. Really like him for the Bills. That's my number 1 pick. And then going on, another kid here is Brandon Kipler. He could potentially be another prospect for the Buffalo Bills. I think he's got a good head on his shoulders as well. He's from Idaho, so he's played in some colder weather, although not an East Coast type player, but definitely fond of maybe colder weather, right? So I really think the Buffalo Bills need to consider all these things. And why the Buffalo Bills would skip offensive tackle is simply because of Spencer Brown and the commitment to Spencer Brown. And then the players that we're looking at on this offensive line, they need to fit Aaron Cromer. They need to be able to be quick off the ball. They need to be able to pull. They need to be able to do a little bit of everything in this offense, right? And then I think they have to have an edge or a grit or a fun-hearted personality to them. So let me know what you guys think in the comments below. You really think that Cyrus Torrance is going to be there for the Buffalo Bills, 27th overall? Do you think the Buffalo Bills should skip tackle and maybe forego that and just stick with a guard for now, since we're going to be missing a lot of guys? Roger Saffold not there. Like Butker's a free agent. There's a lot of moves the Buffalo Bills need to make. So let me know in the comments below. Hit like and subscribe if you guys enjoyed this video, if you found this video informative. I'm going to be breaking down this even further. We're going to get more stats and facts from the NFL Combine, more interviews, and I really think the Buffalo Bills would be wise to skip on offensive line in the first round. So check you guys soon. Go Bills. Peace.